Well, welcome back to the TerraFirmaGreg mod pack on ZetaCraft Season 5. And if you see behind me, we have our basic blast furnace kind of set up here. And I have been working on a design I want to build for a steel house here to kind of encapsulate this whole area and have like our entire steel working being done within this building here. So the way I kind of see our spawn town so far is we have our forge here that kind of turns all of our primitive metals working into the Iron Age. We have the bloomer in the back that can make the cast iron. And then from that, we're going to have a steel house to be able to do the steel working across from our distillery. Now, I did see a comment on a recent video of a name suggestion for our distillery, and I really liked it. It was the Black Barrel Distillery. I think that sounded really cool, and so I think that's what we're going to name our distillery here, as the Black Barrel Distillery, and probably put a bunch of black barrels here in the distillery with a bunch of our work there. Now, I have been going around and gathering a bunch of materials here for the steel forge. I believe I have all of the wood and blocks I need. The only things I'm still missing are some components that will be used for the automation of the equipment. But I think before we worry about that, we should go ahead and actually build our building here. And then once it's built, we can actually add in those final touches like the automation to be able to turn our iron into steel without having to do any work ourselves. Kind of got an idea on how to do that, so we're going to try some things out. But with that, let's go ahead and build the steel forge here. We now have the exterior to our steel forge building. Still have to add some things to it to finish it off, but we've just got the basic frame for the building so far. And one of the things I've kind of been doing from the buildings that I've been adding to the spawn area is there's like the stone look walls for the forge like building. So we have the forge and the steel building, whereas the food type buildings have more of a wood type siding. And this is kind of, obviously the copper kitchen and the silo were Kenzie's builds, and I just added the distillery, but I kind of like keeping that vibe of like a theme to what the function of the builds are here at spawn. That being said, if we go inside the building, I still have a lot to finish on the inside that was not in our time lapse. I need to add some more fire clay bricks to our blast furnace here to make a max height blast furnace. So I want to get 5 tall, which means I need to make 8 more of these fire bricks plus the actual insulation that goes over them. I've got to make some more of the steel shafts for our gears and a few more of the steel gears to be able to automate this whole system here so we can reach a actual wind sail at the top, or a windmill at the top. And then over here I want to make 3 bloomeries to go into the building so we can have the actual iron bloom made here and to go right into our blast furnace as needed. So I think the first thing we're going to do is actually make our fire bricks to get that part done for the blast furnace. And we had a bunch of kaolin and graphite, so I've gone ahead and made some fire clay, but now we just need to make some bricks in order to make those fire bricks. We've got a few fire bricks here. Let's go ahead and put them into our current forge here and get these lit up. I lost my flint and steel. I have searched all of these chests here at spawn, and I cannot find my flint and steel to save my life, so I have to make another one of those. But I think that's a statement that I really need to work on organizing these chests here at spawn, because they are, yeah, I am a disaster right now. And that's not fair to the rest of the server members that I am just placing stuff everywhere here. So I'm gonna have to clean this up very soon. All right, we got some, oh no, I'm out of mortar. Ah, that's embarrassing. Make some more of that real quick. I don't think I have any mortar over here. I believe I've used it all to make bricks already. Oh my goodness. I might have to name this episode the chest monster, because that's basically what I have created. Oh, there's a little bit. That will work. All right. That. And we get our fire bricks. 10 should be enough for what we need right here. We'll go up our little copper catwalk here. I fell too far. Oh no. Embarrassing. So we got these guys like that. So that should be the max that the blast furnace can do, if I'm not mistaken. And these are with wrought iron plates and flux. So I need to make a bunch more of the wrought iron plates. I've got 9 on me, which is enough to do 3. So I need to do 3, 4, 5 more. That's 3. I need to make 18 more wrought iron plates. I hope I have enough wrought iron. That'll take 36. We do have enough here already made. So into the fire you go, and we will be back once I have welded all of these together and made them into plates. Might be here for a minute. I've made a bunch of wrought iron plates and some of this insulation for the blast furnace. Let's go ahead and put these guys in here. As easy as a right click on each of these blocks. Let's try not to fall in this time. Beautiful. So that guy is now done. The next thing I want to do is actually move our, they're called a coke oven, I believe it is. Yeah, the coke oven. I want to move that into this building against this wall here. And then I'm also going to make a fluid tank to actually pull the excess creosote oil out of the coke oven. Just because I'm tired of working with a bunch of barrels. I just don't have very much capacity in these barrels. I'd much rather use a much larger tank. And I was looking up tank options here. And the wooden block, or the wooden multi-block tank, I think would make a very useful tank. Hold on. This guy here. But it's going to take 25 of these wood walls, which is just copper plates and treated wood. I've got that already done. And then I also need to make a wooden tank valve, which takes one of those wood walls, a copper ring, and a copper rotor. And the copper rotor is 4 plates, a ring, and a screw. So let's see. I've got some plates here. I'm gonna have to make the ring and the copper screw, I believe, are the items that I am currently missing. I don't think I have any of those. I've got copper bolts, but not the ring or screw. So let's make those real quick. Oh, I guess the bolts can make a screw, so I've got the stuff to make that part. The ring is made from a copper rod, chisel, and ingot. I think I'm just going to do that since I have a bunch of excess copper right now. I don't feel like really forging all of the copper if I don't have to. So we'll get that. Get the... That's the bolt. The ring is chisel and a hammer. Gives us some rings. Now we need the bolts, and we've said that there were copper bolts up here. So if I take this and put some bolts in, we have our bolt. And now I should have everything I need to make this guy. I'm missing a screwdriver. Do I have a screwdriver? I do not. That is the item I need to make, is a screwdriver. Okay, well, if I'm going to make one, let's go ahead and make a steel one, because why not make it last a while? Let that heat up for a moment. We'll take that ingot here and look up screwdriver, page 2. I've added on the overlay that shows the actual hit patterns here. And it looks like this one is going to be a draw, blast, hit. So that's a total of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if I could get this guy lined up and then start 21 to the right, the bend is worth 7, so 7, 14, 21, then I can just go hit, draw, and I have my screwdriver. If that made sense on how that works. All right, we've got the screwdriver, we've got everything we need for this. We'll go ahead and make a rotor. Now we'll come over here and make, do I have the treated look? Oh, I've got the enough wood wall already made up here. Excellent. So make this. I need a mallet. How do I make a mallet? I guess I could just do. I guess I'll just make a wood mallet because that's what I can make right now. Planks. That'll work. I think this will make me mallet. Yep. Okay. Soft wood mallet. That's fine. Add that to the recipe. We have the wooden tank valve. Excellent. And we're going to put this guy over in the corner here. So I believe to make this tank, I make a 3x3 block. Right here is where the valve goes. And then on top, oh, can't reach it. We do this. Not that. Wrong spot. I used the wrong tool for that. Now I'm not gonna have enough. Oh no. It's okay. We have enough extra of the treated wood, so we're not totally screwed here. So it was something like that, and then was it the hammer and saw? That was what I was missing. Okay, got some more of the wood wall here, and I believe this will function as the actual wooden tank valve. I think it's working now. It's a multi-block. Oh no. I needed the actual tank, not the tank valve item. I made the wrong block. That's embarrassing. And I need a wrench now. Get that off. Disaster. There's the wrench. I don't know why. Why are there tongs in there? Oh goodness. Anyways, so I need to make the actual wooden multi-block tank item, which is just 2 rings, a melt, and a saw, and a wood wall, which I should have here. We'll use this wrench to pull that valve out of the block, and it seems to be what I did wrong here. If I put this guy, now it's set up as a structure formed. Good. Excellent. All right, now I need to bring the coke oven into here, and I'm going to put that right in the middle here. I'll be back once I have moved that into the right spot. And just like that, the coke oven has been installed in our steel forge here. I've got some coal already inside here. Looks like I need to have it come brought out. And the one last thing I want to do, I want to make one more of these outputs and make a hopper that will go to a chest to collect this coke as it is made, so I don't have to sit here and babysit every time that a stack of it is made. So let's go ahead and make one more. Is it coke oven hatch? I believe is the item that I need to make next. Coke oven hatch, which is just a coke oven bricks and a barrel of some sort. So that's just compressed coke clay and clay. Okay, I should have everything I need to make those relatively quickly here. I think I still have the frames from the last time we made the coke oven somewhere around here. There it is. Oh, coke oven bricks, perfect. I don't even need to make more. I still have that. Need to take a barrel. This one is empty, so that will work. And it should be as simple as just studying that guy like that. And then I need my hoppers. Do I have any extra hoppers already made up? Or do I have to make some more? I don't remember if I have some extra ones or not. We got everything to make them. I was just hoping I wouldn't have to make them if I already had them made. But it looks like I'm going to have to make another hopper. So let's go do that real quick. It's not too bad. In this mod, to make hoppers, we just need plates, chest, hammer, and a wrench. And I have, what is it? Here are some plates. Get a couple of chests from one of these. I thought I had some chests pre-made. There's some cedar chests. Okay, so I need my wrench out of my tool belt. And I've got the hammer. Okay. So make those. Let's go ahead and make all 6 of those hoppers that we can make. It's not like we're never going to need more hoppers. We'll always need hoppers at some point. Gonna dig underneath here, and I'm gonna set this guy up right like that. And then we're gonna put this chest, I believe I'm gonna put it right there. Set these floor bricks back up. And it should actually, yep, it's pulling the coke out. So now we have a fully automated coke oven bricks where it's gonna take our coal, or if we want to put logs in, take those too. hooks it up, takes the creosote, puts it into the multi-block tank, and we're also going to collect our output over here. Now, from a aesthetic point of view, I'll set these up. Maybe I move the hopper and put that in the middle so I can put this block in the back corner. I think that will look better. And as we know, looks are very important with this. That guy out. Let's try this one more time. Just like that. Send these guys in. I'll put a block there just to make the hopper go to the right place. I'll move the hopper in a sec. And then we'll move our chest to be at an angle. Put that guy like that. Perfect. I think that actually looks better because it actually looks like the coke oven is now supported. Yes, I know that these bricks aren't actually doing anything, but it just kind of adds to the aesthetic of the build. Maybe I'll put a copper fence or a copper bar underneath there. That might actually add something to this. I actually kind of like the look of that. Perfect. All right, our coke oven is now set up and mostly automated, so excellent. Next thing I need to do is make a bunch of the steel shafts so that I can actually hook up our windmill to power our pump for our blast furnace. But I believe I am actually out of steel to make the shafts out of, so let's go ahead and make a little bit of steel right now, or I guess it's gonna be the pig iron that has to be worked into steel to kind of get this guy going. So put these guys in here. I gotta finish. I meant to put the coke in, not the charcoal. Still working on this a little bit. Got the tier in here. I need to make a flint and steel. I'll make one out of the steel ingots we're about to make as well. In the meantime, this should be the last time I need to use my little fire starter here, but I'll get that going and hopefully we can then just power right into our pig iron. Get that going. Got that cooking. We'll have to get this guy going. Well, I think I could set up a temporary windmill. It's not ideal, but just enough to power this for right now. Oh, I have steel shafts. Well, that's embarrassing. I probably have enough to actually make this first windmill working. So let's get some scaffolding here so we can get up on top and work on this real quick. That is fantastic. So I believe I want to do that. And then do I have... Take those guys out and then put these in to make a couple of the small ones. So I believe I can then on the top of this guy add a small cog into a large one, and then it would help to actually put it in the right spot. So put the large one here, and from there have this shaft go all the way up. Temporary. That there. We'll put our windmill. And then on top of that, we actually have our sails for the windmill. And we'll just go ahead and make this as much as we can. Two. Put two in the middle like that. Just like that. Uh-oh. It's overstressed. That's not good. Did I add too many gears to this? I may have. I may have overdone it. Let's take a look, see what we've got going on here. I bet you if I drop that guy down to here and just put a small gear, it will work. I may have done one too many iterations here. Yeah, because that is working there. So why don't we do big gear? Drop this guy down and put a little gear right here. And it's working. Excellent. So I don't need a gear right there. I can just set the shaft down like that. And that seems to be working. Is it the most efficient use of space ever? Probably not. But that's okay. Honestly, it looks like I could do this with a big gear here and get rid of these guys altogether. They seem kind of unnecessary with what I'm trying to do here. And it's working. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. So, should be if I keep this nice and hot, the pig iron is going into the crucible, filling up the molds, and collecting into our chest. So this is actually working exactly how we were hoping. And now I can just keep putting some more fuel and resources in here and make a bunch of pig iron real quick. I'll have to clean up the top of that build to make something a little bit prettier, but that seems to be working. Just a matter of keeping this nice and hot. That number's going down, which means that it's filling up here. Nice. Wow, we are just cooking the iron now. Excellent. It looks like our steel forge, yeah, our steel forge is working. Last finishing touches I need to do. I need to add some bloomeries in here, which means I need to craft those. Add some lights, and then put a decorative top on the top of this guy. And then what I also wanted to do was build a little automatic dispenser for up here that will just throw in the coke, iron, and flux in equal parts. So I can like have a switch that I turn on and it just feeds it automatically, so I don't have to go up there and fill it with a stack each time. With a little bit of like a timer of some sort on top of that. That's what I want to put up there. But to do that, there's a few other things I'm probably going to need. The biggest one is a pulse timer. And to make a pulse timer, I need a brass plate, amethyst rods, which means I would need a turning table. And I don't have that yet. So currently we're going to be working with a manual fill up of the steel forge. But once I get the next level of equipment, we are going to automate this a bit more. So we're going to automate the deployment of the materials into the forge. And I'm also going to make deployers that will keep activating these bellows. But both of those are going to take a little bit of extra work, and I'm just not quite there yet. I missed a copper bar up there. I just realized that. Go ahead and put that guy in. Beautiful. All right. Let me know what you guys think of our steel forge. It's still very much a work in progress, but I think this thing is going to be a very functioning building once I get all the other odds and ends finished up. But would love to hear what you guys think of our steel forge, and then also, what are we going to name this building now that we have a building for it? Let me know. Comment below.